Hello everyone, and welcome to Harmony at Home. My name is Mr. Adam, and I'm so happy you're joining me on this exciting musical adventure. Over the next 10 lessons, we're going to learn a new instrument called the recorder. We're going to learn how to read music, and we're going to learn a ton of other fun and exciting things. In today's lesson, we're going to learn a little bit about the recorder, and hopefully by the end of the lesson, you'll be playing your very first notes. Let's get started. This is a recorder. It's a woodwind instrument and a member of the flute family. The flute family is one of the most ancient families of instruments. This flute was made over 40,000 years ago out of a piece of bone. Isn't that so cool? Your recorder is a descendant of these very ancient instruments, and like any family member, it has some similarities. They're all made out of some sort of tube. Our ancient flute is made out of a bone tube, and our modern recorder is made out of wood or plastic. Our recorder is made up of three parts. We have the head joint, the middle joint, and the foot joint. The head joint goes on top, just like our heads. The middle joint goes in the middle, just like our middles. And the foot joint goes at the bottom, just like our feet. The head joint is made up of our mouthpiece, the beak, the lip, and the window. When we blow air through our mouthpiece, a little bit of it comes out the window, and that's what makes our sound, like this. These holes are called tone holes. We cover them with our fingers or uncover them to change the notes that we play. As we continue through our lessons, I will be teaching you which specific fingerings we need to use to play each individual note. But first, let's learn how to hold our recorder. To hold the recorder, pinch between your thumb and your pointer finger and put the tip of the beak in your mouth, like this. The first note we're going to learn to play is G. To play G, we're going to cover the thumb hole with our thumb, and then holes 1, 2, and 3 with our first three fingers, just like this. The specific combination of holes that we cover is called a fingering. Each note has its own specific fingering. So as we go through, I'll be teaching you the specific fingerings for each note. I like to see little rings on my fingers, so I know that I've been covering the tone holes properly. Now gently blow air into your recorder. Don't blow too hard. I like to imagine that I'm blowing on a spoonful of hot soup. I don't want to blow the hot soup onto the floor or onto my legs, so blow nice and gently. It should sound like this. Now you try with me. Are you ready? Excellent. Now that we know G, the next note shouldn't be too difficult. The next note we're going to learn is A. To play an A, we're going to start with our fingering for G, and then we're going to lift up just our ring finger so that we're covering the thumb hole and the first two holes with our first two fingers, like this. Our A should sound like this. Now you try it. Are you ready? Great job. The last note we're going to learn for today is B. To play a B, we're going to start with our fingering for an A, and we're going to lift up just our middle finger so that we're covering the thumb hole and our first hole with our first finger. That's it. We've got a B. This is what it sounds like. Now you try it. Ready? Great job! We just learned 3 new notes. Now we're going to learn about something called the beat. The beat is the pulse that is the foundation of any piece of music. What does that even mean? Well, we can think of it this way. Every one of us has a heart beating inside of us. It never stops pulsing. It always keeps beating. The beat in music is kind of the same thing. No matter what kind of music we're playing, the beat is always going to go steady and it's never going to stop, just like our heartbeat. Let's try an example. I'm going to set a beat and then I'm going to play a note that lasts for 4 beats. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do an exercise that puts together everything we've learned today. They're called long tones. They're very easy, and here's how they work. We're going to set ourselves a beat, and then we're going to play a note for a set number of beats. We're going to try our long tones for 8 beats on the pitches that we learned today: G, A, and B. I want you to play with me at home, starting on G. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. Now let's try on A. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Excellent job. Now let's try on B. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, and. Great job. We're almost out of time for today, but before you go, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about practicing. Practicing is so important when we're learning a new skill, especially an instrument. I challenge you to spend 15 minutes every day practicing your recorder. If you want to practice for longer, even better. I would love for you to practice the 3 pitches that we learned today: G, A, and B. And I'd love for you to try long tones on those notes like we did earlier. These notes are going to be important for next week's lesson. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy practicing, and I'll see you for part 2.